Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are ready for some great inspirational Christmas DIYs. Let's get crafting. Okay, so the first project is going to be a 3-tier tray. So I'm taking the glass plate, the clear plate from the Dollar Tree. I'm also taking one of these circle, I want to say it's not a cutting board, it's something that you would put a hot plate on, and then 2 of their candle holders, and then also one of those gold decorative plates that you sit a plate on. I forget what the heck they're called. But I'm going to take some of their paper from the Dollar Tree as well. The one that I'm using is like this green, it's kind of like floral with some red berries. So I'm going to do some Mod Podge all over my glass plate, and then I'm going to go ahead and put that piece of tissue paper down, and then I'm going to put Mod Podge on the top of that, and then we're going to let that dry. Um, very well, so this way here it can all like dry flat and beautifully, and it's just a nice way to use um, tissue paper and to create an accent piece. So once all of that is drying, we're going to just kind of set that aside, and then I'm going to go ahead and take the candle holders, and I decided to paint them red and then distress them with like a green metallic paint. I guess you could paint them any color you wanted, but again, since this is a Christmas inspired 3-tier tray, that is what I chose to do. So let me know if you guys would maybe change the colors, or if you would have just kept them like the clear crystal color. Um, let me know in the comments down below. Once the candle holders are dry, then I'm just taking some hot glue, and I'm actually going to be using some 2-part epoxy that I found at the Dollar Tree. And that I am going to be using to glue all of my pieces together. So first I'm going to put obviously the first one down onto the main plate, and then for the second one, I do it upside down so this way here I can have more weight. And then for the top tray, of course, I glued the candlestick on upside down, but whatever. I'm also taking some of Dollar Tree's wooden beads in red and green, and I'm going around that top plate so this way here, if I put something up there, it can't just easily slide off and fall off. It does have some kind of a barrier. So that's what I chose to do on the top of mine. And then looking back at it now, I'm wondering if maybe I shouldn't have just painted everything white, including the top tray, and then you wouldn't be able to see like the candle holder, but I haven't done that yet. It is exactly how it's finished here, on my living room table. So let me know what you guys think of this 3-tier Christmas inspired DIY. Project number 2. For our second DIY, I'm going to be taking this Dollar Tree um, sign, and then I'm also going to be taking this three-dimensional sleigh from the Dollar General. It was $3. And we're also going to be taking one of these Dollar Tree little chalkboards, and we're going to create a sign about, sleigh rides. So just on my printer, I printed out this reindeer sleigh rides, and we are just going to stencil that on. And the sleigh is going to be, we're just going to stain the sleigh, and then I'm going to write 25 cents on the piece of chalkboard. So I chose to paint the sign red. So I am using Waverly's Crimson Red, and then I'm also going to distress that with this brick red from, I always say I think it's folklore. Um, but they're the two colors that I chose to do. Now you could always paint it white, you could paint it green, whatever kind of color your little heart desires. So make it part of whatever decor you want. But I really think that this sign is cute, and I'd found something that had like this saying and stuff on it on Pinterest. So I was just pulling inspiration from that. Once everything dried with the distressing, I then went back in just with some black paint, and I really wanted the boards to kind of like stick out like almost like a shiplap. So I'm not doing really straight lines. I am purposely making them like very squiggly kind of. And then I just rough it up with a little bit of sandpaper. But taking the antique wax from Waverly, that is what I stain my sleigh with. I really like this sleigh, and I'm happy that I didn't just make it in like a three-dimensional shape. And I'm really kind of happy that I had found this because I was not sure what I was going to do for a sleigh on this project. But this was really cute, and I have another piece of sleigh that I can use on a different project for later. And then for the stenciling, just like before, I'm just going to take my pencil and put some of that carbon on the back, and then when you go ahead and trace over the letters on the reverse side, it then does a imprint on your main piece of board, which then I take a black paint marker and paint it in. I will tell you guys, if you're going to redo this, definitely go ahead and get two forms of the black paint markers. You're going to want the one I found was at Walmart, and I think it's by Sharpie, but it's not a fine tip paint marker. Like it's like a normal like black Sharpie marker. Um, so I did find some fine tip ones at Michael's, but I didn't have the fine tip ones for this project. And for the smaller writing that I did underneath of reindeer sleigh rides, I wish I had a finer tip paint marker because it wouldn't have been so, I don't know, the wording underneath would have been a lot neater than trying to use it with this big bulkier type of paint pen. So underneath of the wording reindeer sleigh rides, I put hot cocoa, cozy blankets, and cookies. And then I'm taking one of the Dollar Tree's chalk pens, and I just write 25 cents again on that little black chalkboard. And then I wanted just a little bit more embellishment on this. So I am taking some of the Dollar Tree's little snowflakes, and I'm positioning them around on my sign. And then I take a little bit of rope from the nautical rope that I've separated, and I use that as my overall hanger on this project. Okay, and then on one of the corners, I wanted just a tiny little bow, so I am taking, it looks like, I don't know, it's just like an off-white with some red lines through it. Um, I don't even know where I picked this up, honestly. Um, but I just make a cute little bow for the top corner. And then from Hobby Lobby, I found these tiny little miniature pine cones that were painted white with little tiny berry sprigs attached to them. And I just put that in the middle of the bow just to finish it off. And that is it for this project. It's really cute. I love it. It brings a lot of, I don't know what it brings, but it's cute for Christmas. So let me know what you guys think of this overall project and if you would have done anything different. Project number 3. For our third project, this one is super easy. So from the Dollar General, they had these tiny little like shadow boxes and they were $1 a piece and they were super cute and I wanted one of everyone. And I didn't want them to sit around separately, so I'm actually going to glue these all together and I I don't even know how to say that I glue, but basically this, what I'm doing right there, that's what I do. So adding a little bit of hot glue, I'm off centering them and then putting them around, and then it creates kind of like a little box in the center. Um, and what I do with that little indentation of a box is I take one of Dollar Tree's little wooden shapes that they have out and I use the like glitter star just to give a little bit of accent to this piece. Um, and I glue that just right in the center so that it's not just an empty spot. I guess you guys could have done something differently, like maybe hung these all going down in order with some ribbon or some twine or like you could have done something differently, but this is what I wanted something to kind of stand up with all of the picture frames that I had done that wasn't like in a picture frame. So I put 2 dots of hot glue at the bottom of the star just to hold it in there, and then I'm also taking some Jenga blocks and I'm making like a stand for the back of it just so that it has some extra stability. But that's it for this one. Like it's really super easy. It was super cheap to make and I really love how it turned out. So again, on this one, let me know what you guys think. Would you have done something differently? Were you able to even get these from Dollar General? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so here are all 3 of my final DIY inspired Christmas crafts. Um, this sleigh sign is really cute. I think it came out just rustic enough for like my decor. But let me know if you guys would have changed anything or done anything differently on this one. And then for the 4 shadow box signs, as you can see right now, I just have them kind of like pinned up on the wall with a command strip. But that is because the staging table that I currently have is just a little corner hutch, and my 3-tier tray took over the entire top. So let me know if you guys would have done something differently with those shadow boxes. And then again, here is my 3-tier tray just with some little accents on there. So I have some Dollar Tree ornaments that I turned into standing signs, and then some of their Dollar Tree ornaments that were wrapped in like sweater material that I just took off and I'm using just as an accent little balls. But let me know if you guys would have done anything different. And if you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'd love for you all to become part of my little group of followers. And then also don't forget to click that notification bell. And if you guys all love this video and as much as I love creating it, please go ahead and give this a thumbs up. And I'll see you all next Friday. Bye.